Right, hello. This is the branch vlog for 0.2.1.5. This massive bug one. Did it last night. Did a couple of bug videos as you've probably been seeing them all pop up. So a lot of these already have their individual videos, which kind of I like to refer to them as like long plays, where I essentially pick it, investigate, solve it all in a single video, whether that's 20 minutes, an hour and 20 minutes, so on. So I won't run through these for the sake of there's such a deep dive for some of them in the individual bug lottery playlist. Let's start at this one. So create intro toggle. Not too bad, really. You know when you make something first time and you're thinking, nah, that's not worked. Yeah, it worked. So main menu, I created a little tick box there on the left. Did it as variable. Got a bit of writing on it. Boshed it around the place. Put it in the right angle. And then tick box, tick box, tick box. Where are you? My brain has failed. Let's just see. So you click play. Ah, it's right there. It's because I don't look for the greens. That's my problem. I often just don't see them. I don't know why. I kind of just see them as like player controllers all the time, even though it's obviously not player controller. Right. So yeah, if that little tick box variable is ticked, then true, then do the playlist business that we had before on this one. If it's not, then as you'd guessed it, do the old school way of just play the thing. And that's it. It's as simple as that. It was like 10-minute job. Usually it's 10 minutes of it, well, at least 5 minutes of like trying to fix something. Next one, so tweak door collision to reduce interact footprint. Yes. Click on that and press H to hide them individually. This was originally double, which then meant, like if you pressed E by accident, but let's say you're like stood like where my little cursor is stood there, you kind of wouldn't necessarily want that to still open the door. But obviously, if you're rubbing shoulders against the door, like here, you'd expect you press E, that's going to be a door interact. So, yeah, just tidied it up a bit because in a couple of levels, Huh, what on earth is going on there? Huh. Is this the test? No, I must be going crackers. Um, some of the storage things, which are also accessed by E, are a little bit closer to the door. This is me playing around with it. Okay, so it is fine. It's just really jarring. It just doesn't look fine, but it's fine. It's something to look at anyway in the next one, so do 140 by 140, so everything will get upscaled. This will end up being like from October probably to like halfway through November, which this one only has like one minor branch, so this is like a full month across months. So we'll fix that then. Yeah, investigate that because it's not actually something weird's going on. But reduce the footprint, just allowing for be a bit more sensible. Removed redundant dresser sprite setting. Right. Yep. Crack it open. So this is the master storage container. So it deals with all of, and the little storage thing pops up and it tells you what's in it when you get in range, when you get out of range. whether it pops up, whether it opens, closes, all that good stuff. Well, annoyingly, if I click edit blueprint, it just goes to that one. I need to go to not the true parent. I need to go one like inheritance down. So yeah, just give me a sec. We want item. We want interact. No, collect storage. What's that? Is that John? Yeah, large John. This element. This isn't used anymore. So this is just it's there, but it's not actually doing anything, which has annoyed me. Because if you just give me a second, oh yes, that's fine. So it's the master that holds the open and close. Ah, it set the, if you look on the top right, it set the open, close, and locked sprites here. When it was on begin play, it was on begin play, but then this is the parent, this is the child. The child then sets it. So it's a bit like, what is the point of setting it at begin play, these particular sprites, when the children then set the sprites as well. So that's the difference. The children keep it. That's right. The parent loses it. So the parent does look like this, but that's just a placeholder, just so I can see how it looks on the viewport. But for all intents and purposes, this could just be null. So that's that one. Created room music. Ah, yeah, I was playing around with that Reaper music a little bit earlier in the month. Play a couple of bits because I haven't listened to it in a while. Right, so we want assets, audio, music. Drag out a bit. It's because I do that split screen thing. This is why it's always like out of place. It is ambient. No, is it? Oh, it's room. Yeah. So I can't remember what they sound like. Just like that. Yeah, I don't even know if you heard that. Hopefully you did. Otherwise, you're just watching me click stuff. But like it's nothing special. It's just a couple of notes just on like an iterable loop, but just tweaked a bit. They go a bit longer, but about a minute and a half piece, maybe like 2-3 minutes. Good, like nice little music in the background. If you get good music in a game, it's got good music because the music that's memorable you enjoy. The music that's memorable is not, oh god, this, I'm sick of hearing this. So that's the difference. I'm trying to create enough variance so the only music that is variable is that the only music that is rememberable is good rather than being memorable for the wrong reason, which is, oh, I'm sick of this stupid fight music. Like the Skyrim fight music, my god, I'm going off on a tangent, but that isn't memorable because it was good. That's memorable because it's a pain in the backside. So, yeah, just adding a bit of variance to it. I will change that as well. Pre-main menu intro sequence. Right, let's see if I can actually do this. So we pre-main menu intro. I know that. I think I need to go into it, pause it, click main menu, and it does something. Alright, it does overlap on the music. Huh. 1 second. I want to know what on earth this is because I remember doing something. I can't remember. Like, wrong one. What's it called? Show you it now, just so I'm not. You don't think I'm just adding in random tat. What's this? Created pre-main menu intro sequence. I have no idea. I remember doing it and it wasn't a dream. Okay. I'll feedback in the next video when I find out what that is. It is something. I have done something. I just can't remember. Upgrade door exit. Yeah, sequence number 2. This is because the branch has been so long. That's why I can't remember bits and pieces. Right, so let me pick a door sequence level. Yeah, so bit of issues with bits and pieces, the collision needing to be movable, the sprites playing up a bit and not feeding through properly. Yeah, and that just the end result was like the door animation stopped working. If you remember, fixed it in one of these bugs, one of these here. Yeah, 665, and another one as well somewhere. But the doors stopped working and stopped being dynamic, and the animation of the door stopped working. And as I got that fixed, door exit was just door entrance was smooth. You'll see what you know. I'm going to show you it in real time. No, not that one. Sorry. So watch the smoothness of leaving, and then watch the smoothness of entering. It's about the same, isn't it? That's because I copied the door enter and just I manually changed the pivot point to make it open on the hinge on the other side, because obviously this gets reversed, so the hinges get reversed, because if you can imagine, if you turn it around as if you're on the opposite side of the room, the hinge is to your left, but right now the hinge is to your right, so the door, well, you open a door in a room and then outside a room and open the door again, you'll understand exactly what I mean, rather than me trying to understand, like, explain door physics. But yeah, I recreated that, so that's why it looks smooth. The door exit kind of looked like it was legging out of a room. It was a bit jarring, like not compared to the other one. There was no real like proper comparison. Just looked odd. And then created fight music. Okay. I saw the folder. I can't remember. Right. It has been a long few weeks. I don't even know what it sounds like. I can't have just done that noise over and over. Oh, so I did. Oh, well, that's gonna go down with Skyrim's infamously bad fight music. It's just a placeholder, though, my classic phrase. Yeah, so that's this branch done. If you want to look at individual bugs, there's some really, really good bugs. If I just like worthwhile investigating if you're curious. So if I just pick them out here before I talk about the future, that one, 95. The earlier the number, the older it is, as you can imagine. Um, there isn't 706 bugs at this point in time here. It is issues, and I use issues for like work items, like tasks and bugs, so they share. So that's why the number's so high. 95 was a good one. That was a proper like head scratcher. 114, yeah. Any more interesting ones? Trying to think of interesting ones which weren't like just torturous. That one, yeah, I'd say so. 668. Holster if only active, yeah, that was a good one. Yeah, but that's about it. Okay, so you know what I'll do while I'm here. Let me just change these D's. I think that's all of them. No. Commit that. Right, let's get talking about next ones. So, usual thing, bit more of a detailed discussion on the current one, which, well, technically the next one, because this video is about this, and we are up to this now. And then light touch on the rest. You'll notice I haven't added any more for the last couple of branches. It's just to kind of reassess. Nothing bad, like not stopping at all. I'm too focused on the current branch at hand, task at hand, to be coming up with like crazy ideas in the future just yet. I want to make the last couple of branches before we get to April 24 to be like really pertinent to like the progress of how things are coming along. But let's talk about this one. So you will have heard me discuss from time to time how originally things were like 70 by 70 pixels, and then some elements are 140 by 140. Other things which like this, like one of the first things I made was this bed thing. That is like what, like 79 by 90, really, really odd. If I just grab it, you'll see 79 by 39. Oh, but there we go, 84 by 70. There, texture dimensions. So that is not uniform or at all. But let's get like Sarah Idle flipbook. Let's pick out a keyframe. You'll see, granted, this was just one square. This is part of a sprite sheet, so you'll see it's got like its bigger number. But there you go. If it's part of a sprite sheet, just use a source dimension rather than texture dimension, and then you'll see. So 140 by 140. The issue is 140 by 140. If I make her truly 140 by 140, she will look twice as big as she's supposed to. So this branch we're coming into now, its focus is on everything that's 140 by 140 will be a true one to one scale of itself rather than a half scale, like is it 2 to 1? No, because that's like double, like half to one. So rather than being half scale, it's true scale, which will then mean this room will need to be doubled, the textures will need to be doubled. The items are currently all 70 by 70 on the thumbnails for how they were developed, 70 by 70 squares. So they will potentially need to be, I think they're 70 by 70 to be honest. Let's check it. Let's just have a little look. Let's look at the consumable. Let's look at the sprite. Let's look at the thumbnail. 70 by 70. There you go. So the thumbnail is 70 by 70, and let's have a look at the sprite. This will be 70 by 70 because this is merely the thumbnail, but without the background and the text. It's a sneaky way, that's because of the lighting, sneaky way of me being able to mass create the thumbnails and the items side by side, same size, everything. So all the thumbnails will need to be 140 by 140. Um, the widgets, like the inventory slots, which are 70 by 70, or like 69 by 69. If I just find it for you, 72 by 72, but then there's like a little buffer, isn't there? Like a little border. Do they call it buffer? Padding. there's padding around it, so it's not like, even that's not true like 70 by 70, so that doesn't do the best justice for like the thumbnails because it's distorted a tiny bit. Yeah, moving the slots to 140 by 140, which will then mean the screen or widget, uh, where is it? This will need to be redone. Like, there's enough screen real estate, but it's just understanding how to go about it. If you know what I mean, like the buttons, like that'll need to be double scaled potentially. Potentially not though. The slots need to be upscaled to 140 by 140. Every single sprite needs to be upscaled to 140 by 140, and thus the environment, the rooms need to be. The interactions, the collisions need to be, but I don't know if they'll dynamically. The collisions will just grow with it, but it's not a massive task. It's just an extra, like clicking in like what collision and then just expanding it like that. I don't even know what that's changed, but I won't save it anyway. But that's that. So it's a bit of a task. The main thing is everything will be 140 by 140, which then means everything going forward can be 140 by 140. Nothing needs to be scaled down. Um, Everything will just be a true one-to-one pixel of itself, which means no chance of blurring, no chance of. Let me show you. Like, look at that desk. Um, Look at that desk and then look at the dresser next to it. Let me go back to orthographic. Doesn't look right, does it? Like, the desk looks more pixelated than the dresser because the scale is off. So it will allow things like scaling to be appropriately done. Also means things like doors will be upscaled. um, so yeah, this one is a bit like, where is it? Oh, it's a while ago. A bit like this one. So we're creating all the 140 by 140 sprites, and then we upscaled a bunch of stuff. We'll be doing that essentially for all the items and everything now. I'll just be one sec. Sorry, I was clearing my throat. Yeah, so that's this. That's the next branch. Following on version 3 and version 2 for transitions. There's lighting. I've said it before. There's lighting in the room. There's lighting in the stairways. Currently, it doesn't factor it in. So keep an eye on that light above. Obviously, you can't really tell, but I just want it to be a bit more dynamic, a bit more relatable. So if there is a light above you, even if it's not going to pull in that light, but maybe match the luminance of it. So if it's a really dark room and you go to enter or exit, obviously you don't want it to look like your door's brightly lit, do you? So I'll get it to pass the luminance from this point light, or from a light. I don't know, maybe like a room. Maybe there's a way to get like a mean within the room of the light. Then you'll see in the door transition level. Uh, where is the light? There we go. It's a spotlight, but uh, it's a spotlight called point light. Right. I won't save it because I need to not save everything else. I'll fix that. But yeah, just so the luminance is just right. Same with the stairs. And then yeah, that needs to happen. When I started Unreal, they would just release the enhanced input, so really it's long overdue. That is to just add a bit more parent and child logic into all the characters, the enemies, rather than be less manual whenever I change something fundamental in the Paper ZD blueprints. These have recently come out, data assets, so move from data tables and the items using the data tables to just a data asset. It's meant to be much slicker. Persistent enemies and NPCs. So yeah, there's an enemy in the room, you kill it, you go away, you come back, it's still dead. And there's an NPC in the room, and it was at the front left corner, like the far left corner. You exit, you come back, they're still in the far left corner. Uh, you know, maybe that actually, maybe not, because if you don't come back in the room for like 5 minutes, you'd expect them to have moved. But essentially, they are not in the same place as if they've just reloaded up the level. It's not the Truman Show, where everyone's got their set piece and the right Truman's come in, right, everyone take positions. It's not like that. I want it to be a bit more organic. Same with the levels. So you go into a level, you open up all the storage containers, you empty them all out, you take it all in your inventory, you walk out, you go do your thing. 25 minutes later, you go back to that level, you've missed something, or you need to go back to that level. I say level as in room, just because they call them levels. You go back to that level slash room, everything is still hollowed out because you've collected everything prior. Just that sort of persistence. I've got it with the storage accounts, so I just want it with the rooms, just in general. So like items freely available in the rooms. You see the ones you see that I click up, that I click up, that I collect up, like these. The storage is persistent, coded that. I just need these. If you've collected them or you put them somewhere, or yeah, they're just not there. It doesn't go back to like Truman Show set positions. But that's the biggie. That's the big one. Thank you for your time, and I'll upload this in a little bit. I'm gonna go over rest now. Bye bye.